What's good, YouTube? It's your host Axel Rose, the Shogun with the slogan, and you are now watching MVP Magazine. And yes, people, it's that time. Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man in your crib, Spider-Man, I'm an arachnophobic, so I don't even really like spiders like that. But I gotta pay homage to Spider-Man. Yes, people, it is time for that Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation 4 review. And first up, I gotta give a big shout out to Insomniac for just bringing the pain. It's like they linked up with Method Man, RZA, and I was like, excuse me, how do we bring the pain in a way that will please gamers all over the place? And yes, people, you've already seen that I reviewed the Marvel movies, the comics, the toys, all that great stuff. So you know this game was something that was gonna be on my radar, most haste. Now, I wasn't all the way looking too forward to it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna blow it up like this was my most anticipated game of the year, like a lot of reviewers are doing. But I'm not gonna lie, I was pleasantly surprised. So before I say way too much about what I think about this game overall, let's get to the review. Shoutouts to everybody that's holding the channel down. Leave a like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Let's get on with the review. Peace.
How's it going with you? Did you get that promotion?
No, but we're on the cusp of something really big.
You know Oscorp would hire you in a heartbeat, right? One phone call to hair.
Sure, but Dr. Octavius's work will help millions. I'm right where I want to be, right where I should be.
Almost sounds like it's more important than your other job. I've never heard you talk like that before.
A lot can change in 6 months.
Why did you ask me here, Pete?
You know, just dinner between friends.
Friends. Is that what we are?
Well, maybe we could be, you know, if that's what you wanted.
There's a lot of baggage here.
Yeah, sure, but is that so bad? I mean, baggage can carry good things too, like money and keys, and raspberry lip balm.
Do you remember why we broke up?
This is a trick question, isn't it?
Saved by the siren.
Talk to you later.
Go.
Love seeing you two together again. You always were my favorites.
Now, rather than having a complete reboot or retread of the series' history, this story of Spider-Man has opted to go for a new, fresh take on the overall mythos, which in my opinion is really good because you get to borrow from all the rich cast of characters and enemies in Spider-Man's epic history. And because this is a brand new story which isn't following any previous or prior comic book or movie plotline, you can actually get a fresh take on villains and get things woven into the narrative of the gameplay, like how they used Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, as an overall tutorial level. Now, they didn't just use this as a way to just name drop and have him in the game. This was actually, you know, woven into the narrative and into the gameplay itself, which makes this feel like more of a labor of love than just a seedy cash grab. Now, the story takes place 8 years after Peter Parker has initially taken up the mantle of Spider-Man. And it's kind of cool to see him in his, you know, kind of mid-20s, how he's adjusting to the role, how it's affected his love life with Mary Jane, and how, you know, it's just, his life's just going to crap, just basically. And, you know, it's very entertaining for us, the gamer. And it's very entertaining because Sony and Insomniac have chosen to use some of the most interesting cast of his rogues gallery, and it makes for an amazing plot. I mean, you have characters like the Shocker just showing up out of nowhere just to have a chase scene through New York City, and my oh my, it is fantabulous. But anyway, you do see cameos and get to play as a myriad of other characters like Mary Jane and, you know, maybe even Miles Morales, maybe. So yeah, The story is very good, very, very good. MCU quality, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
Sorry, Herman. You brought this on yourself. Literally.
Now, there's no point having an A1 story if the gameplay doesn't match. And luckily for us, Insomniac delivered like Papa John's in their prime. Now, in a nutshell, Insomniac was able to combine the complete last 10 years of innovations in open world gameplay with their platforming know-how from both Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet and Clank, especially when it comes to the extra weapons. Now, this may sound a little bit sketchy when you first hear it put like that, but trust me, it definitely is a winning formula because they managed to incorporate Spider-Man's unique features and skill set into the gameplay and make something which is really special. Even traversing and getting around New York City just feels epic and encourages you to explore and try and find things you just usually wouldn't in other open world games. Traveling around and the variety of gameplay is definitely one of this game's strong points. Now, like most of you, I'm sure you was very skeptical about this game being a rip-off of Batman's Arkham series, but this does enough to make it feel very unique and like its own thing. Well done. Now, one area of gameplay where this game is definitely unique is the combat. Simple to learn, difficult to master, the combat in Marvel's Spider-Man is a beast of its own. Now it's very interesting because initially I thought it was a little bit too simple. I didn't know if it'd be varied enough for me as I'm a guy that's into my Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden. But once I got the hang of this game's unique take on Spider-Man's abilities and the fact that you almost have to think of like Spider-Man, where you use the environment, you use getting close and away from your enemies in a strategic factor, this game definitely came into its own and was something I could definitely appreciate. Now, one thing I'm not too sure about is the overall balancing of the game. I know they've got to make enemies difficult and vary in overall hardness, but come on, regular thugs in the street shouldn't be any challenge for Spider-Man. Maybe if they had some kind of new mutated or robotic enemy to challenge Spider-Man, it'd make more sense. Now, if you have eyes in your face, you can tell that this game is beautiful to look at, and it stands alongside benchmark games like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War 4 and Uncharted 4 to just show you that even though console gaming isn't as powerful as PC, it can still produce mouth-watering graphics. And to tell the truth, hats gotta go off to Insomniac Games for still being able to keep the comic quality about this game while still driving home a hyper-realistic, stylized version of New York. And it all comes together to make something which is very beautiful. From huge steps like including actual monuments and landmarks from New York to small minor touches like Spider-Man's minor animations and being able to crouch on top of buildings by pressing L3. The attention to detail in this game is at a level that most others don't even come close to, let alone surpass. This game is on another level. So talking about its graphics is like really beating a dead horse. It's awesome. Now, looking at Spider-Man overall, you got a good story, followed up by some great gameplay mechanics, great variety of gameplay. 1 minute you're in a car chase, chasing thieves down, throwing them out of a car. Next minute you're battling Kingpin soldiers on a construction site with melee action. Come on, melee action, what are you talking about? This game is got amazing. Add that in with superb music, and you got a game which is definitely worthy of your system, people. Yes, now, is this God's gift to gaming? Maybe not, but it is definitely God's gift to movie franchises and tie-ins and all that stuff. This game is getting a solid B plus or A. One of those two. I'm not gonna lie, this game's got me right now. I'm not gonna lie, this game has got me right now. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the first time I haven't been able to decide on a rating. But what I do know is that if you got a PlayStation 4, you need to go pick this up. And if you don't, boy,
Man, Fisk goes away and suddenly it's amateur hour.
I like if you yeesh, man. If you got an Xbox, I've seen like I've seen a lot of guys upset on Twitter that they can't play this. A lot of guys upset on Twitter that they can't play this. So boy, I don't know. But anyway, people, Spider-Man, it left me pleasantly surprised, to be honest. And to tell the truth, as I said, I wasn't too hyped. It's not like I was, like, as I said, I made a video before about was this game overhyped and stuff like that, because I wanted it to be able to deliver. Do you know what I'm saying? And they did. It's a thoroughly enjoyable experience. As I said before, it doesn't exactly reinvent the wheel. It's kind of your standard big budget game, but it has a load of attention to detail that Spider-Man fans will enjoy. And the combat itself can be really enjoyable once you get over the hump of learning how it's supposed to be done. It has a lot, and the gameplay overall has a lot of variety, which definitely just, like, usually in games, in open world games, I don't usually do all that crap where you have to find all these compartments and stuff like that. Oh, find all the thingies and stuff like that. I don't do that. It's just really boring. But because of the whole traversal aspect, the way Spider-Man gets around the level, it actually made it kind of fun for me and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up completing a whole load of other missions in the meantime, which I kind of wanted to save to the end and stuff like that. But yeah, such is life. But it does seem like, because of the whole traversing the world and stuff like that, it like just you know what, this game's actually just fun. So because of that whole aspect of it just being fun, it really just comes over being a good game. And I know I'll go back to it after I finish, not only just to complete it on a harder difficulty, but just to play it and just do stuff in the levels. It's really cool. So anyway, yes. What do you think of the review? Have you got Spider-Man? Do you like this? Let me know what you think of the game in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Do you know what I'm saying? It means a lot for the channel. And yeah, holla at your boy. Xboxes, guys, don't be crying in the comment section, man. I know, it's tough out here in these gaming streets. I know. Maybe Microsoft will have something for you, like another controller. Anyway, peace out.